Hey everyone, Sweet Insanity here for my next installment of poetry. Today I'll be reading poems from April 2016. Again, I was writing one poem a day that year for International Poetry Month. And I have 5 poems, one of them a haiku today. First one is a trigger warning for mention of suicidal behavior. Hope does not run eternal. Deep darkness settles in, clouding the mind like a thick fog. Reaching out for help and none is there. Body aches and sleepless nights, fuzzy memory and sleep-filled eyes, grasping what is left of sanity, holding on with a death grip, as thoughts of self-harm swirl about. Reaching out again, there is hope. Here, take this pill. Oh, that didn't work? Here, try this pill. Still no improvement? Here's another pill. Feeling like an overused guinea pig, hope slowly fading until one day all hope is gone and the light is extinguished for all of eternity. Betty. Betty Boop looks at me as I type on my computer. She listens in on my phone calls at work. She holds my coffee lovingly as I drink up energy. Black curled hair, big round eyes, cute button nose, painted red lips, big hoop earrings. A short red dress, a garter, and high heels, an icon from the 1930s. A flapper girl with a cutesy voice, a sex symbol for the animated screen. She graces my steering wheel. She's on one of my purses. She has a cookie jar in my kitchen. And she has a tattoo on my brother's arm, a tattoo that I paid for. I don't quite know why I love Betty so much, but when I hear her sing boop boop bidoop, it always puts a smile on my face. Haiku, Angel. Jan Longboat, elder, healer of many people, angel on this earth. This next piece I performed at the International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia, which was actually yesterday, the May 17th. It's just a coincidence that this one came up for today. And there's a trigger warning, content warning for homophobia and child abuse. My first experience of homophobia was when I was 7 years old. I was caught exploring with 2 female friends of mine. I was yanked off the ground and hit repeatedly while being screamed at. That was when I locked my pansexuality away in a dark corner. I was scared to outwardly show any interest for girls on that day on. Any interest in girls from that day on. A piece of me was fractured. A piece that would reveal itself in high school during my drunken passes at other girls, something I could deny or blame the alcohol for the next day. When I was 16, my best friend came out. That piece of me saw a glimmer of light thanks to him. My friend was severely beaten one night by a man who was homophobic to the core. Again, that piece of me went into hiding. It was when I started going to the women's center at the university when that piece again saw the light. I was able to disclose to those who I felt safe around. I was in my early 20s then. When I moved to Ottawa and was away from family and friends, I finally came out. I had such a feeling of freedom as I felt whole again. I no longer had to hide who I was for fear of rejection and hate from others. I remember the first Pride celebration, how much fun I had. When I returned to Windsor in my early 30s, I came out to my family. My dad said I was just going through a phase. I told him that this phase was over 30 years long then. I was not mad at my father. I just accepted that he would never accept my love for both men and women. I had enough acceptance for both of us. I knew who I was and what I wanted in life. I was never going to let anyone fracture my sense of self again. So on this International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia, celebrate you and all that you are, because you are you and you are amazing. This next one has a trigger warning for suicide. My story. Today I wrote my story about my journey to wellness. I was aiming for something that was 5 minutes long in preparation for a speaking engagement. It turns out my story is 13 minutes long. So what do I cut out? 5-year-old me crying at night for my mother, 15-year-old me taking every pill in the house, 21-year-old me swallowing a bottle of antidepressants and ending up in the psych ward, 30-year-old me checking myself into psych ward with suicidal ideation, 32-year-old me having psychotic break and ending up in the psych ward again, my diagnosis of bipolar and borderline personality disorder. Maybe I should just talk about the benefits of therapy, lithium, and antidepressants for my mental wellness and stability. I could talk about my love of poetry and how it saved me many times over. Being able to write about how I'm feeling frees me from inner turmoil. I can't possibly cut out the journey that my mom, father-in-law, and dad took and their eventual deaths and the toll that had on me. I could write about how my job is more than a job. It has been a salvation being immersed in the culture, as well as being surrounded by caring and compassionate coworkers. I will definitely leave in the part that I'm a survivor, not a victim, that I don't suffer from bipolar disorder. I live with it. For now, my foundation is strong, strong enough to tell my story in the hope that it inspires others. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.